Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this.
You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, where three sisters like to have a 3D episode.
That's right.
Where we have...
Well, actually, this is our first official one.
Is this our first official?
Well, we didn't really introduce it during the cryptid, but the first time we tried it was, we tried to do Euro cryptids, and Emily is a really good researcher. She's so good at it. And she did the Beast of Gévaudan. And then we ended up having, it was just
a whole episode by itself.
A meaty episode that we decided to make it an episode on its own. So then if you notice that we kept talking about French things in our Euro cryptid episode, and you're like, who did a French cryptid? It was because we plugged in the, what was it? The something tinger?
Volpertinger.
The Volpertinger afterward seamlessly.
You did great.
Nearly.
I listened. I thought it was awesome.
I also listened, and I also thought it was awesome. Okay. But so officially, I guess our Europe one was a 3D.
Yeah,
the Euro cryptids.
This is our second one.
So this is a 3D episode where this is my month to choose the topic. Oh, you introduce me.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Nettie.
I'm Emily.
And Nettie was our chooser today.
Okay, what does the D in 3D stand for again?
Darlings.
Oh.
I was going to say something else.
Discussion topics.
The Three Darlings episode where we all three discuss, so that's another D. There's 3 Ds. Darlings. Discuss. Discourse. Did you know I was going to say disc golf? I don't know anything about that sport.
Not yet.
Something way different. It's fine. We can move past it.
Darlings, discussions, diatribes.
Oh, yes, there we are. The 3 Ds.
So, Nettie, you're starting us?
Yes. So the topic I chose, and I did give a teaser last month that I was going to do the Unsolved Crimes of Legrand, but as I started looking into them, I kind of felt like each case might deserve its own episode. Is sort of what, where I came to, or at least a few of them deserve. All of them deserve. Every unsolved crime deserves its own episode, and every missing person deserves its own episode. But
right.
I just wanted to give that a little more. So I happened to come across a really great TikTok where someone took the song by 50 Cent called Many Man. Ooh. It was where many men tried to kill me. And they remade it into a beautiful jazz song. And then that led me into finding one where they made it into the most fun country song. And so then from there, I managed to click on a TikTok that gave me the full history of the feud between Curtis James Jackson III and Jeffrey Bruce Atkins, also known as 50 Cent, that's Curtis James Jackson, and Ja Rule. Jeffrey Bruce Atkins is Ja Rule. Yes, and I'll just tell you real quick how they got their nicknames, because you might wonder. 50 Cent, his name, and this is as he stated, is a metaphor for change, because as a high schooler, he was running drugs, and he wanted to develop into a legitimate business. He wanted to work in the music industry, and instead of being a drug runner for other people, he wanted to be a legitimate businessman. So it was a metaphor for change. And 50 Cent came from a famous robber from Brooklyn, and they called him 50 Cent because they said he would rob anyone. His name was Kelvin. 50 Cent Martin was his name. And they said he would rob anyone. He would rob a really, really rich person, or he would rob someone of only 50 cents. Because his whole thing was he had to support himself. So he'd rob anyone. Equal opportunity. He did not discriminate. Yeah. And that's a beautiful, beautiful story. So Curtis James Jackson III decided he wanted to make that change. And he said that he would provide for himself by any means, and that's why he chose 50 Cent as his, what do you call it? Moniker?
Moniker.
Moniker.
But Nomiker would make more sense because it's like your gnome.
Moniker. Now, Ja Rule, his name was Jeffrey Bruce Atkins. So Ja is actually J-A, his first initial and his last initial. And Rule was just added by a friend in high school. So he kind of started going by Ja Rule in high school. And he had already started rapping in high school. So it was sort of like he had kind of made a name for himself.
Just to refresh our memories, can you just sing a little bit of some Ja Rule songs?
I can't because of copyright. I would if I could.
Turn it.
You may ask me to sing any of these songs during this whole episode, but my answer will stay the same.
I think 7 seconds or less is allowed.
I believe that's a, what do you call it? A
False?
Falsity. Yes, that is wrong. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about a guy. I'm going to tell you about lots of people. So in New York, like in some of the boroughs of New York, Queens especially, there's a guy named Kenneth McGriff. And in the early 80s, this guy kind of rose to prominence as a drug kingpin. And he made a group called the Supreme Team. And his nickname was Supreme. So his name is Kenneth Supreme McGriff, or was. He's dead now, I think. So he developed this group called the Supreme Team. And they ran drugs. He was the boss. He recruited teens from the local boroughs to run drugs for him. He was based in the Baisley Projects in Queens. And right next to the Baisley Project in Queens is Hollis. And Ja Rule is from Hollis, and 50 Cent is from the Baisley Projects. So Kenneth Supreme McGriff got arrested in 1987, and he ended up going to jail. He got sentenced to jail for 12 years, but I think he only served 8 or so because he got out on parole, but he went to jail for drug trafficking and for money laundering. But when he got out in 1995, he had a lot of street cred, and he wanted to he still had his power. He still had his like fingers in the business of this world. And he kind of decided to move his influence from drug running into the music industry and into film. So he met up with this guy named Irv Gotti, no relation to the Gottis of the Italian mob family.
Oh, man.
As far as I know. Oh, there's bombs in this story. Like bombs, B-A-U-M-S, like our family name. Not B-O-M-B-S. There's bombs.
Ooh.
So when he got out of prison.
That was such a confusing thing to say.
I know, it always is so confusing.
There's bombs in this, you guys.
So he started dabbling in film. He got this help from this guy, Irv Gotti. And Irv was a DJ. You guys might have heard of Def Jam Records. Run DMC, I believe, is Def Jam Records. Uh-huh. He was a producer for Def Jam Records along with his brother, and also Murder Inc. Records, which kind of came was a branch off of Def Jam Records. He ends up getting put back in prison for a couple of years, but when he gets out in 1997, he kind of comes into this huge, he's like sort of running from prison, this business, and he kind of comes into this huge music and movie business of Murder Inc. Now, allegedly, Kenneth Supreme McGriff was involved in the murders of Run DMC's Jam Master Jay and several other people, but Jam Master Jay was the name I recognized, so I'm going to start with him. And he was also accused of the attempted murder of rapper 50 Cent in retaliation for insults to his brand. And that is the story that I'm going to tell you today.
For a second, I thought you were like, and that's it. And I was like, what?
And that's the end. Kenneth, in his, journey to become a music producer, he had an up-and-coming rapper. This was Ja Rule. And so that's kind of how he got in with Irv, is he's like, I've got this kid. He's so talented. He's going to be huge. And Irv heard Ja Rule rap. And I enjoy rap occasionally, but I wouldn't say I know very much about it. Like, I wouldn't be able to, I can listen and be like, I like this, or I'm not really a fan of that. But people who really know the business say that Ja Rule really was quite good. He was a very good rapper. And a lot of people say he was actually the stronger rapper between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. But 50 Cent just played the game. So Ja Rule's this up-and-coming rapper. He's working with Kenneth. He gets, signed in with Irv Gotti into Murder Inc. Records. And in 1999... he got robbed at gunpoint by a guy named Lil Troy. Now, Lil Troy was fresh out of prison, And Lil Troy held Jarul up with a gun and took his gold chain.
We're like a little troublemaker.
So Jarul is, kind of mad. Jarul's mad about this. And then later at some kind of nightclub, Jarul sees Lil Troy. And who's with Lil Troy?
Trouble.
50 Cent. Yes, trouble. 50 Cent. No, kidding. He is with 50 Cent. So Jarul takes note of this because he knew who 50 Cent was. 50 Cent was like running drugs for Ken McGriff, but was also, Jarul was kind of an established rapper, had already, I think, dropped one album that had done very well. But he had heard that 50 Cent was sort of like starting to mix and introducing his music and that people thought he was pretty good. So he was aware of who 50 Cent was. But when he sees 50 Cent with Lil Troy, he's like a little miffed. His feelings, there's a lot of hurt feelings in this. 50 Cent knew Lil Troy because they grew up together in the Baisley Projects, and which was right next to Hollis. Like the Baisley Projects are right next to Hollis where Jarul grew up. And all of this is controlled by Supreme McGriff, by Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you everything from 50's point of view, and then I'm going to tell you everything that happened, this sequence of events, from Jarul's point of view. So from 50's point of view, 50 felt snubbed by Jarul at the club because he's sitting there hanging out with Lil Troy, and he like gives a "what's up" to Jarul. And Jarul ignores him. And someone told me, I read somewhere that Jarul,
Like, you were there that night?
so
Wait, no. This is like one of the parties that you missed, but your friends went anyway, and they told you what happened.
So I know. I think I was in middle school during, I would have been in college, 99. I would have been in college. Well, tried to make myself way young. So
I was in middle school.
Okay, someone told me that Jarul was with Jay-Z. Wow. He was really hurt that 50 Cent was hanging out with a guy that robbed him. And so he didn't pay any attention to 50 Cent when 50 Cent tried to give him the, like, what's up? That's 50's point of view, is Jarul had hurt feelings. And 50's like, whatever, I'm not the one that robbed him. Why is he mad at me? Right. No, this is Jarul's point of view. He said, yeah, the robbery happened, but 50 was jealous after being snubbed at a video shoot for the song Murder for Life, which is Ja Rule's song. Because 50 showed up to this video shoot, and the TikTok I watched said that 50 went up and was like, hey, Ja Rule, what's up? And that Ja Rule went, no pictures, which really made 50 mad. He's like, no, it's me, 50 Cent. We've met. Like, I'm an up-and-coming musician, too, with Murder Inc. No pictures, no pictures. That is what so I don't know if that was like, just like a kind of a way to say that he was snubbed, but I loved that depiction of Ja Rule going, no pictures.
Please.
So Ja Rule said 50 felt snubbed by him at the video shoot. And so begins the saga of the diss tracks. 50 Cent is told by Kenneth McGriff. He's like, hey, he dissed me and I'm mad. And I've got this song. And Kenneth's like, you're really talented, but Ja Rule's my guy. Like, I'm going to side with him. And so 50 showed him this song he had written, which like clearly was dissing Ja Rule. And Kenneth said, yeah, you can publish this song, but not with Ja Rule's name, because it had Ja Rule's name like all in it. He's like, you have got to take that out. Well, 50 went ahead and released it. He did remove Ja Rule's name, but he made it very obvious who he was talking about. The song, I think, was called Your Life Is on the Line. They both somehow get signed. Even though they're beefing with each other, they get both signed up to perform at a concert in Atlanta. So in Atlanta, and they're staying in the same hotel room. Like, who arranges this? It's like you've got these people that are clearly violent with each other and, aren't like, hey, should we sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk about it? Ja Rule and his crew jumped 50 Cent at the hotel at the concert in Atlanta.
Whoa.
Apparently, Ja Rule, I think this is from 50's point of view. Ja Rule had a bat. 50 threw the first punch, but Ja Rule then took the bat to 50 and he got like beat up by a bunch of guys. But somewhere in the process, Ja Rule's chain fell off his neck. Now remember, his necklace, he had already been robbed of his chain by Lil Troy. Yeah. And then somehow 50 got his chain during this fight and then later wore it in a music video.
That's sassy
to
kid.
Like kind of like in your face. 50 is very sassy.
Very sassy. Ja Rule, maybe you need better chains if it fell off.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Well, yeah, Ja Rule.
Listen,
maybe me.
I want a chain that breaks if somebody grabs it and yanks it. I do.
I don't need my head going with it.
I would like a magnet. Those magnet clasps are perfect. They
Yeah.
stay put, but if you really yank it, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to it's just going to unmagnet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to unmagnet.
So we are now in April of 2000. This is 1 month before the shooting. In April of 2000,
There's a
Jarul-
shooting?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay. In April of 2000, Jarul disses. This is what he says. I'm a ruler, emmer, effer. You're loose change.
Emmer.
What is the M? What is the M?
Emmer.
Mother. Listen, I didn't want to offend any moms out there. I'm a ruler. Mother effer. Your loose change is what Jarul's like it said in his song, which was clearly a diss to 50.
Change.
Yeah, because he's 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
I did.
Okay. So Jarul hears 50 is recording at Hit Studios, which I believe 50 had been signed to Columbia Records at this point. So Hit Studios, and Jarul also happened to be recording at Hit Studios at the same time. They were just in different parts of the building. So Jarul shows up with a friend named...
the scheduler of that?
I don't know.
Bad idea.
Probably the same person that scheduled them both at the same concert in Atlanta.
It sounds
And
like
hotel.
Loki. It sounds like Loki, the god of mischief.
Yes. Oh, he's so funny.
Scheduler.
He's so... Yeah, this actually is very low-key coded. So Jarul hears 50's recording. He grabs his friend named Black Child, who's another Murder Inc. rapper. And he goes, for some reason, one of them had a crutch. And so Jarul hits 50 with a crutch. And there's this big scuffle. And there's other men involved. But somehow, Black Child stabs 50 in the back during this. And according to other accounts, there were like 50 is kind of like, no one stabbed me. I accidentally ran into a knife or something sharp. Like 50 is like, no one's going to stab me. I accidentally backed into something. It's kind of how 50 explained
I
it.
just love to run into sharp things.
Because, but this gave 50 street cred because he got stabbed, went home, let his grandmother doctor him, and then she insisted he went to that he go to the hospital and get actual treatment. So 50's already getting street cred because he got stabbed. And then Jarul and Black Child were both arrested, but they were able to say that it was self-defense, so they got released. So Murder Inc. Records is now kind of like, okay, 50, you're dissing us in your songs and we're on to you. And Kenneth is all mad because he was in charge and 50 didn't do what he said, which was release the song, but take out any allusion to Jarul. Kenneth is mad. Kenneth wants to maintain his control and his power, right? That's why he's the supreme one, right? So they produce a document, Murder Inc., showing, which alludes to 50 Cent asking for an order of protection from the police. Now, in this community...
From the police?
From the police against the people of Murder Inc. Now, in this community, that showed 50 Cent was a snitch. Now, later it was proven that the police just did this on their own. 50 Cent actually did not ask for the order of protection. It was real, but the police just did that because there was a stabbing. The hospital calls the police if there's a stabbing. And so the police did their own investigation and they put in that order of protection, but it was actually not...
Not at his request.
Yeah, it was not requested by 50. But then there was sort of this like, oh, 50's a snitch,
Okay.
So
this is getting really spooky.
it is very spooky. We're in May 24th of the year 2000. 50 Cent is leaving his grandma's house. I think he might live there. I'm not sure. And this guy drives by, shoots 50 9 times. He is shot 9 times very, very quickly and actually pretty close. So Jarul was not the gunman and neither was Kenneth Supreme McGriff. But 50 had disobeyed and disrespected McGriff by releasing his diss track. Also, 50 had released another diss track called Ghetto Quran, which detailed and alluded to names and identities. Like, well, it didn't name names. It definitely alluded to the identities of people that ran in the Supreme Criminal Organization, the Supreme Team. That's what it is. Supreme. I was like, I know it rhymes, but it's not the thing. The Supreme Team. And it was considered dry snitching. So that's the term they had for it. He didn't actually name names, but he basically, they felt like it was the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So 50 Cent actually identified who he thought the shooter was. He said it was a guy named Daryl, in quotes, homo, bomb. And homo is with 2 M's. I don't know what that means. I don't know that it's
homo.
It might be because if they were like saying like he's a homosexual, I felt like it would have been 1 M. But Daryl, and it didn't say anything. I couldn't figure it out. But Daryl Homo Bomb, who was a friend of Mike Tyson, possibly his bodyguard. Some people say he was Mike Tyson's bodyguard.
Is he related to our family?
Well, that's why I said there are bombs in this story. I wonder, and I do have a friend who works in genealogy, and I could turn these names over to her. She has a degree in genealogy. So Daryl was actually killed 3 weeks later in a technically unrelated incident, but we'll get there. We'll get to that. So Daryl Homo Bomb was from there was a different criminal enterprise known as the Cash Money Bros. And they kill Daryl 3 weeks after he technically shot, well, he is allegedly shot 50 Cent.
And I always heard 50 Cent was shot 1 time, but he was shot 9
times. And I'm going to tell you how he survived all that in a minute.
Okay.
So the Cash Money brothers apparently killed Daryl, and they said that they killed his brother, who was named Tyrone Bomb. But I looked up their find a graves, and Tyrone was killed in 2003, where Daryl was killed in 2000. So if they were both killed by the same criminal organization, it was 3 years apart.
Wow.
Okay.
And then also in 2003, it appears a sister of theirs, or perhaps a wife, because there was someone around the same age, was killed also in 2003, or died in 2003.
Oh, that's so
it was like
sad.
a trio headstone. It was like 3 hearts altogether. So they say that the shooter was a guy named Aaron Granton, who would eventually join up with Murder Inc., which is why I don't know if the criminal bros were a rival criminal enterprise or if they were kind of like together.
Right.
But other witnesses claimed that the shooter was not Daryl Baum, that it was a guy named Robert Lyons. And that Robert Lyons was hired by Kenneth McGriff to shoot 50 Cent in order to send a message that you don't disrespect Kenneth the Supreme McGriff. Oh, and also Robert Lyons became Ja Rule's bodyguard. So he was hired. He was part of the other group. He then went over to Murder Inc. and became Ja Rule's bodyguard. So 50 Cent survived this shooting 9 times. Shot 9 times. How? He got struck in the hands, arms, hip, legs, chest, face. So you would wonder, how could someone be shot in the face and survive? Well, the bullet went
He's Wolverine.
No. You're so close.
Thank you.
The bullet went through his left cheek, rattled around his mouth, shattering most of his teeth. A portion of the bullet lodged permanently under his tongue. It's still there. It caused a bunch of swelling, and it's still there and causes 50 Cent's lisp. That is like part of his rap. Like when you hear 50 Cent talk, he has like a definite like speech impediment. That's kind of like his signature thing. That is caused by the bullet fragment left in his mouth.
Oh my gosh.
He got shot in the chest, but it managed to not hit any of his major vital organs. In fact, one of the most major injuries was, I think, multiple times in the leg and hip. He had to learn to walk again.
Oh my gosh.
13 days in the hospital. But that shooting gave him a lot of street cred. Whoa. And it really kind of like added to the hardcore brand. Like people were like, he's the real deal. He's legit. He stands up to authority. He's not afraid of anybody. And he just survived a hit where he got shot 9 times. And there were also like...
And in the face.
In the face. Allegedly, there were rumors that Kenneth McGriff went like over to the Murder Inc. building after the shooting when they found out 50 survived and gave the shooter a hard time. Like, are you kidding me? You couldn't kill him?
He's like, well, sorry, he's invincible.
What's the opposite of a kill shot?
I don't know. Let's ask
A live shot.
Survival shot.
Let's ask Robert. Robert knows.
9 survival shots.
That's how I would have done it. I would have been like, what's the opposite of a kill shot? Anyone? Robert? Robert, can you tell us? While 50 Cent is in the hospital, Columbia Records made the stupidest mistake of their entire lives, of their entire music business career. I don't know who's in charge. They dropped 50 Cent. They dropped him from the label while he was in the hospital. Well, guess who was taking notice of him? A little rapper named Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre enters the chat.
Dr. Dre is like, I like this. I like what I'm hearing. Dr. Dre and Eminem had started their own group. They brought 50 Cent in. So 50 Cent's like, okay, see ya, West Coast. No,
Adios.
see ya, East Coast, see ya, New York. And he went over, I believe, to California. He signs in with Dr. Dre and Eminem, joined up, and he makes the platinum best-selling album, Get Rich or Die Tryin'. We've all heard songs from it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't sing any of them because of copyright.
That's right.
And the diss tracks continued. Also, 50 Cent. This is how, it's like petty, but it's also brilliant. He was so popular over on the West Coast that he knew everyone wanted his music, but he told all the DJs, because this was like the early 2000s where it was all about what the DJs played in the clubs. He told the DJs that if they played Ja Rule's music, he would not let them play his music. So Ja Rule is putting out albums at the same time, and the clubs are not playing it because 50 is making them choose, and his album was better, was outselling, and was the one everyone wanted. So by 2004, Murder Inc. was involved in a bunch of legal battles. Ja Rule's sales were plummeting, and I mean, one might call it the most brilliant career assassination, all because Ja Rule did not want to say hi to 50 Cent at the club. I mean, Ja Rule. So
And also was like, no pictures.
No pictures.
no pictures. The knockdown blow came with a song called Back Down in 2003 and another song called Wanksta. And then Ja Rule responded with his clapback, which I already told you about, and the loose change. As of February 26, this month, there's actually been activity about their feud because it is unquashable, is what people are saying. Ja has expressed a desire to let bygones be bygones, but 50 has said nah to that. He doesn't want to. And in a recent interview, Ja said, I think that Ja kind of made an attempt I don't need to fight over this. It's over. And then 50 was like, oh no, we will never be friends. This will never, we're never going to heal. He'll be my enemy forever. So then Ja Rule's like, yeah, it's never going to be fixed. Oh, he gave 50 a bunch of shade for his Diddy documentary, which I'm not sure aged well, because I think that 50 was right with his Diddy documentary.
Right.
And that's a whole new story for a whole nother day. I didn't bring 50's feud with P. Diddy into this, but Ja Rule maintains that he does believe he is the better rapper and kind of got the short end of the deal. And 50 continues to troll Ja Rule on social media. And apparently there was a plain conversation that Ja Rule had with another rapper who's friends with 50 named Tony Yayo. And 50's response after he heard about this was, let your enemies become motivation. Let them watch your success until they snap. Then get the F out of the way. And that is the feud of rapper 50 Cent and the attempted murder of rapper 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Kenneth McGriff died at some point. He's dead.
Yeah. Not by 50, though.
No, you know what? I'm so sorry that I said he's dead. Kenneth McGriff is in prison for life. At some point, he got sent to prison. I think in the early aughts.
The Supreme.
Kenneth the Supreme. I'm sure he's running something from prison.
Probably.
But that is it. That is what I know.
Wow. Nettie.
Well told.
Also,
that was fascinating.
I will say you may have noticed that I pronounced his name 50. It is because I don't know him that well.
Yeah.
I feel like his close friends call him Fitty, but
Right.
I'm not there.
Right,
Yeah, maybe
right.
once you get a little more comfortable.
Keeping it more formal.
Once I get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe if you guys go to lunch.
Maybe. 50, I'm up for it. If you'd like to go to lunch, I might treat even, but please choose a cheap place.
Might I suggest on first meeting you call him Royal 50ness?
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Which honestly, throughout this, I like 50 Cent. I love all the TikToks I watch of him. I like him in interviews. I think he's funny. I like someone who does not change their convictions for other people or tries to fit in with other people's roles. I actually like that he stood up to Kenneth McGriff. And I like that he's didn't join in on the P. Diddy stuff. Because we all know that was all pretty bad.
Yeah. I like
Epstein
that
level bad.
his stance was always get away from me, P. Diddy.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't change who he is. He knows exactly who he is. And he's very funny.
You did great. I loved hearing about that. I didn't know most of that stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really interesting. Well, I sent you guys that TikTok, and then I was like, I should just make that my topic. There's so many cool music feuds, and we're about to hear about another one.
It's me, Haley. I'm going to tell you mine.
Can't wait.
Well, this is a music artist of many feuds, of which I will cover some. Guess who I'm talking about. You both already know. It's Taylor Swift.
I was going to guess someone else just to like play along.
No. So, this was fun to research because I did listen to Taylor Swift and her feud songs like the whole time I was doing this research.
Oh, and you're like a regular Swiftie now.
I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie. I'm a Swaftie? Soft Swiftie?
I like it. So lofty.
And so I think her success speaks for herself. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not a Swiftie. I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but I'm a fan. I like Taylor Swift.
And
I like her too.
She doesn't force 80-year-olds out of their flippin' homes. Katy Perry, I'm looking at you. Let's start. 2009. 19-year-old Taylor Swift wins Best Female Video at the MTV Music Video.
That's what it's called now.
MTV Video Music Awards. Conway walks on stage, grabs the mic. Oh my
Did you
gosh,
say
I cannot
Conway?
speak.
She did.
Conway? Anyway. No, he doesn't walk on stage. Kanye.
Okay, listen. Do you want to just start from
2009? 19-year-old Taylor Swift wins Best Female Video at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Haley, you said that really eloquently.
Thank you. I didn't mix up any letters or anything this time. And Kanye walks on stage, grabs the mic, and says, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish. But Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. And then the crowd goes nuts as Kanye walks off the stage. People are clapping. People are confused. It's just kind of like, what? Taylor? She's just kind of shell-shocked at what just happened.
I remember.
And after this moment, a few things happen. Everybody feels for Taylor. Kanye looks unhinged. And the whole world would talk about this moment for years. So things kind of cool down. And Taylor seems to have forgotten about what Kanye did. And so then in 2016, Kanye releases the song Famous, with lyrics claiming that he, quote, this is a quote from the song, made that bitch famous. And Kanye claims that Taylor approved of the line. Taylor's team said she didn't.
They were like, au contraire.
Now, who enters the chat at this time, do you think? Do you ask?
Is it Kim Kardashian?
It's Kim Kardashian. Takes her moment in the Taylor-Kanye spat, and she releases snippets of a video she took of Kanye talking with Taylor, seemingly approving the song lyrics.
Could we say she took her turn in the Taylor and Kanye spotlight?
That was cute.
Thanks.
Spotlight. Oh my gosh.
I was nervous the time was going to pass, but I was ready.
You didn't. So, the internet turns on Taylor, and she is flooded with snake emojis. The hashtag Taylor Swift is over party begins to trend.
Oh.
America's sweetheart turns into a villain.
Oh.
And Taylor goes quiet. People think that she's been silenced by this kind of embarrassing situation. But then she releases the amazing album Reputation. And a symbol that she reclaims is
Queen of Pop.
snakes.
Oh, not Queen of Pop.
She's darker. She's more mature. She has shed her ingenue skin and she has reinvented herself. She is in her new era, if you will. So when you become a pop queen, people are going to try and take your crown. One contender was Katy Perry. house stealer of old people. And Katie stole something from Taylor. What do we think it was?
Backup dancers. Oh, was I supposed to
it?
pretend I didn't know? It's a gold chain.
Backup dancers.
Stole her snakes.
Emily, I love that. Stole her backup dancers.
Gold chain.
And in a vague interview, Taylor referenced a fellow female artist that tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. Fans connected the dots, and with that, the release of Bad Blood comes out.
Which was really quite good.
So good.
That was really good. Yeah.
I would sing it right now if we wouldn't get copyrighted.
Great stars appear in her music video, and Katie releases her inferior song, Swish Swish.
Never heard
Did
it.
you guys ever even... Exactly.
I have heard Firework.
I've heard several Katy
Not
Perry
Swish Swish,
songs,
though.
but that's not what we're talking
Roar.
about. I've heard
Roar.
Oh, you've heard of her before?
Last Friday Night. I've heard Don't Mind It Night more times than Last Friday Night.
Yes, I've heard a lot of Katy Perry Minecraft covers.
We call them Katy parodies.
Ooh,
Katy Perry. Oh my gosh, I love it.
love that.
It's great.
And so this media calls this clash America's Sweetheart versus Campy Pop Queen.
Ooh.
Because I have to say, Katy Perry, you have made some great songs that I love to sing my heart out to. Swish Swish was awful. It was just really bad.
Not even coming to mind, Katie. It's not catchy enough.
No.
Or I haven't heard it. I don't know.
It's just not. So it would seem not much more came from this feud, though. And a few years later, Katy Perry appears in Taylor's You Need to Calm Down song, dressed as a hamburger while Taylor is dressed up as fries. Seems like that feud has been,
Quashed?
sure, yeah,
I
quashed.
just want to say, as hard as it was for me to not rap the entire time I was telling you guys about 50 Cent and Ja Rule, how as hard as it was for me not to bust out in their music, I'm having an even harder time not bursting into song with all of this talk about Katy Perry and Taylor Swift songs.
Well, let's move on from Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Keeping Taylor Swift.
Okay, we'll
Moving on from Katy Perry.
Keep Taylor.
Now we have Scooter Braun.
I've heard of this piece of work.
This feud hits Taylor in the wallet. Pure business. So Scooter acquired her formal label, Big Machine Records. And that includes owning her master recordings. Now, Taylor, where I think most of this hurt comes from, Taylor says she was never even given the chance to buy her music. And she also stated that this was a worst case scenario. So now, what do we know of our Queen Taylor? You try and back her into a corner. She's going to reinvent herself.
Yeah, I do know
She's
this.
going to pivot. She's going to enter a new era.
Another new era.
Another new era. And this is where Taylor's version is released. All of Taylor's catalog, she re-records it, and she puts Taylor's version on the end of it. She owns her music, starting a very public conversation for music makers everywhere about song ownership in this industry. A very important conversation. Thank you, Taylor Swift.
And I do believe, and you may have come across this in your research, but I do believe it was Kelly Clarkson that suggested to her to do that. And that every time she releases an album, a Taylor's version of an album, she sends Kelly Clarkson flowers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love
Kelly
that.
Clarkson.
Yeah.
No feud there.
No, they're lovely. Both.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Kelly. I mean, Taylor is fine too.
You like both of them.
Isn't
I love
Taylor
Kelly.
just so generous? She's always just doing nice things for people wherever she goes. I mean, I know that
Yeah.
maybe she can do mean things sometimes that I haven't heard about, but like she just seems
Yeah.
like she's always doing nice stuff.
Well, I
Yeah.
do know that she paid her backup dancers on her Eras tour like tons of money, like way more than people had ever been paid. And now I'm wondering, now that I know that some of her backup dancers left, if she was like, I'm going to make them sorry by paying the rest of my backup
Paying
dancers
them
way
even
more.
So,
Which is something I would do if I had the money.
yes.
Yeah, and Katy Perry is
You
probably
know,
like
all of your backup dancers, you would pay them more if you could.
they're holding out hope. I bet Katy Perry's dancers were like, "Hey, Katy, pay us more," and she was like, "Listen, I just have to kick a few old people out of their houses first. Hold on."
Hold the phone. So, turning yet another something that could have been a setback, Taylor turned it into a triumph. So Taylor won. Scooter Braun, go fuck yourself.
Or
now,
for the kids out there, go fluff yourself.
Perfect. So, one could say, have we covered Taylor's biggest rival yet?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or is it the media itself calling her boy crazy, too calculated, too sensitive, full of drama, obsessed with her exes? But what does the media say to men when they write about their exes? Nothing.
Deep, insightful, poetic, a songwriter. What did you expect?
Oh,
He's
I guess
a musician.
they sometimes say things, I guess.
It's all justification. Like when Mandy Moore was dating Ryan Adams and he was like apparently emotionally abusive. Everyone's like, duh. He's a moody songwriter. What did you expect? But I feel
she's like, I expect to not be abused.
I do feel like if the roles had been reversed and Mandy had been the moody one, they would have been like, whoa, she's crazy. Like, she's nuts.
I bet you're right.
Yeah.
It's just that weird double standard, which I love that Taylor always points it out.
And I'm glad you brought up Bryan Adams because he did that cover of her entire album. Was it 1989?
1989.
That was such a fun listen. I didn't like his versions better than hers, but I loved listening to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just sometimes fun to hear different versions of songs that you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think his execution was great, even if he's not a good person in real life. And I just will never hang out with him, but I might listen to his music.
I got to admit, if I had the chance to hang out with him, I would take it.
Yes.
I said I might not.
I won't marry him.
I said I might not.
I'm already married. Ryan, quit asking. I'm married.
Don't make me sing. So, the push and pull of the media's opinion on Taylor has followed her through every era of her career.
Oh.
And she always takes those lemons and makes lemonade.
I think I see where you're going with all this era talk.
Well, her last tour was her Eras tour.
I know. I thought you were about to talk about that.
I'm about to wrap this up.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say
The end of this
all these
era.
new eras.
Okay. So can I just interject?
Oh, wait,
something?
hold on.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to say to Taylor, cheers.
Oh, cheers to Taylor. Yes.
You genius.
T Swift.
May all your eras provide our ears with your awesome music.
And might I congratulate my niece, Sydney Smith, for being in the top 0.05%.
Okay.
No, she's in like whatever is the closest number.
Of Taylor Swift listeners?
Of Taylor Swift listeners. Like she is up there amongst the toppity tippity tops.
Okay, I just want to say I love all of those and you did such a good job. But I think my favorite Taylor Swift feud is that critic that wrote a bad review about her when she was literally like a young teenager. Do you remember this?
No.
His name was Bob Leffitz, and he wrote a song, like he wrote a bad review about her being like an untalented whatever. And this was before she was big at all. And she wrote the song Mean about him.
Yes.
And that was like the start of her like clapback songs, right?
Why you gotta be so mean?
Yes. I was just going to say, and also, do you think that moment where Kanye jumped up on stage and everybody saw that he was a little bit unhinged, do you think that was the beginning of his unraveling? Because
I don't know, but I am circling back to this.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
I just wondered.
So,
Carry on.
now, before we leave Taylor and her feuds, I just said we're going to revisit Kanye. Why do I keep on wanting to call him Conway?
I don't know.
It's fine. Do it. Just
He's
So-
Conway now.
Back to this. Some people out there theorize that Kanye actually saved Taylor that night.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of the Beyoncé conspiracy?
No.
Where you must thank her? Or bad things happen to you?
Oh, no, I did not.
And Taylor Swift didn't know that she was supposed to be thanking Beyoncé. And so Kanye gets up on stage and says, Beyoncé had one of the best music videos of all time,
Oh, I did not know this theory.
saving her.
I haven't
Like
heard
Beyonce
of
would have-
this.
It's an industry secret that you must thank Beyoncé. Or you might face a terrible fate like Aaliyah.
Oh, is Aaliyah not thank Beyonce?
Well, she didn't thank Beyonce in her like awards speech, and her airplane went down shortly after.
Beyonce going to set Robert Lyons upon Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
I'm cutting that out.
But when you like look at people's like thank you speeches, even if they have nothing to do with Beyonce, they thank her.
I haven't heard of this.
Like Adele had thanked Beyonce and like some, I think maybe the Grammys that she won, or one of them, she was like profusely thanking Beyonce. Miley Cyrus just presenting awards, like is talking about Beyonce and how wonderful Beyonce is. And she's like, I mean, if it's not Beyonce in here, I might just say it is Beyonce. Like it's a little odd.
Beyonce is pretty great.
We love Beyonce.
Right, of course.
Also,
And I
though,
like to thank her
Also, thank
now.
you, Beyonce.
for being the inspiration for so much of our podcast.
so
Maybe he
Did
did say
Kanye-
her. Who knows?
save Taylor, or was that the beginning of his crazy downward spiral into being more unhinged?
You guys,
is
that
it
was the
both?
same year that, remember the song Macklemore's song Downtown, and he did that live
Yes.
version of it at the Grammys.
Yes.
They were like doing the dances and stuff, and then it panned to Kanye's face, and he was just like, had the most disgusted look on his face while he was watching it. And I laughed so hard. I thought they were doing great. I thought it was such a fun production and spectacle, but Kanye was like purely disgusted.
Oh, he just hates anything that's not him.
Probably so. Not him and Beyonce, I guess.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So careful out there, and always say thank you to our queen, Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce.
And also Taylor Swift, we love you.
And maybe we're going to title this episode, We'd Like to Thank Beyonce. Music Feuds.
That's hilarious.
Haley, I love this.
It's really well done. Nice job.
I just started with Google Taylor Swift feuds, and I went from there.
Girl.
And then I went down that thank you Beyonce rabbit hole, and that was fun.
And did you do this all on Beyonce's internet?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Beyonce.
Okay, so we have two geniuses, two perfectionists, two 1980s mega stars. I'm about to give you...
Us?
Close. I'm about to give you a rundown of the legendary, complicated, ego-fueled, and sometimes hilarious rivalry between Prince and Michael Jackson. Sorry. I can't talk. Between Prince and Michael Jackson. So
Very nice.
both of these artists, they were two of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Both of them were born in the Midwest in 1958. They had a lot in common. They were born just about 2.5 months apart. And when I heard that they had a feud in my mind, I was like thinking that Prince was probably like, no, I can sing higher, mama. And then Michael Jackson would be like, who? The one that sings higher is me. Like that.
A little bit of anything you can do, I can do better.
That's what
But
I was thinking.
80s pop style.
Anyway, obviously, they were both super famous and popular coming into the 80s, and they had broken all kinds of records and norms and redefined pop. So they're both superstars in their own right. From what I can tell, their relationship started off friendly and with mutual admiration between both artists, but it kind of took a turn on August 20th in 1983. There was a huge James Brown concert. And this is kind of incredible because it's one of those big, James Brown was the godfather of soul. He was a legend. And at this concert, both Michael Jackson and Prince were just in the crowd, like in a huge standing room only crowd. James Brown spots Michael Jackson and he starts yelling, Michael Jackson, you got to come up here and sing. He's yelling this into the microphone. And so this was just after Thriller had come out. Michael Jackson was a big deal. He was huge.
Yeah.
So he joins James Brown on stage, and he's wearing this. James Brown is wearing like an emerald green, like sleeveless. I don't know. It almost looks like a kaftani pantsuit. What's it called? Where it's like a split down the side, like one of those like.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah, caftan, right?
maybe it's not a kaftan. It's pants, and then almost like the things that the Vietnamese ladies wear.
Oh.
yeah, like almost like a jacket.
Yeah, so he's wearing, one of those bright numbers, and then Michael Jackson comes up in this gorgeous royal blue military jacket with gold details. And he looks like perfection, you know? So he comes up on stage and he doesn't sing a song, you know, James Brown expects him to just, because there's just like riffing in the background, you know, that like kind of full soul funk, like riffy stuff going on in the background. James Brown's like talking, and then he's like, Michael Jackson, you got to sing something. So Michael Jackson takes the microphone and he just like says, like he sings, I love you. He's like, I love you. And then he sings it a couple times, and then he does some dance moves and he does the moonwalk, and it's pretty incredible. And then Michael Jackson, and so this was about just like 30 seconds. Michael Jackson is, you know, showing off a little bit and the crowd's loving it. And then he starts like, I mean, it's loud. So he's like whispering, but yelling, probably, you know, whisper conversation to James Brown. And they go back and forth for like a full 30 seconds conversation on stage where they're like talking back and forth. And then like James Brown takes the microphone and he's like,
you do the moonwalk.
Sorry, what?
You do the moonwalk. No, you do the moonwalk.
Well, no, but he goes, give him a big round of applause because he just insisted that I introduce Prince. So this sounds kind of friendly. Michael Jackson, like, convinced James Brown to also invite Prince up onto the stage. According to some tellings, though, Michael Jackson actually said something like, I dare him to follow me, like I dare him to follow what I just did. So that's not quite as friendly. But Prince had also recently become quite successful. His album with 1999 and Little Red Corvette had come out the year before. So he was a known name. Like he was a big deal too. They invite Prince up, and James Brown calls 4 times. He's like calling, and they're looking out in the crowd. He's like, Prince, Prince. And he's like waiting a little bit and then going, Prince. So he calls him 4 times. And then Prince comes through the crowd, piggybacked by this enormous man with a giant gray beard and gray hair, wearing like a tiger print tank top. He's like piggybacked by this man through the crowd and then set on the stage. So Prince.
Oh, I see. Prince wasn't giving the piggyback to this man.
No, he was being piggybacked.
Was giving Prince the piggyback.
Yeah, the large man piggybacked him.
I get it.
Up onto the stage.
Really picturing it opposite. I thought he was tiny.
This whole time, the crowd's just kind of like waiting patiently while this all happens. This has been like a minute and a half. And then Prince gets on stage, borrows a guitar from somebody, and James Brown is just like going, you got to do something. You got to do something. And so Prince grabs a guitar and he does his classic, like super high guitar fast riff where he's like, you know, like he does one of those. And then he decides it's time to take his shirt off. So he hands off the guitar, takes his shirt off, and then he starts doing like microphone tricks where he's like tossing the microphone and catching it with his foot and then like putting it under his legs and spinning around. And he's trying to get the crowd to like react somehow. And so he starts doing like claps over his head. And I guess you can't really tell if the crowd is reacting to it or not. And then he decides there's like a big, tall lamppost on the set. He decides to go over and do one of those, like grab onto it and swing around it with your weight. And it was like he would have kind of swung out over the crowd and then go around it.
Just listeners, my sister, while she's telling this, is acting it out. So I wish you could see it because it's adding so much to the story.
So listen, this is amazing. It's not anchored to the stage. So when he tries to go around it, it falls and he falls into the crowd.
Oh, no.
So
I never knew about this.
Did anyone get hurt? No, not that I know of. So he...
Just maybe some feelings.
You know, like...
Yeah, Prince's feelings.
Michael Jackson's whole thing was like short and impressive. And he kind of had that thing where he kind of knew to leave the crowd wanting more. And Prince did like a little bit of a few things, didn't really sing except for like a couple times where he like did a little like shriek, like, ah! I can't really do it, but you know, like his little high-pitched shriek thing that he does. And then, you know, devastatingly fell into a crowd after trying to do a stunt on the lamppost. So
lamppost stunts,
notoriously
will go wrong.
It's tricky unless it's a real lamppost that you know is not about to fall over. So Michael Jackson felt like Prince had made a fool of himself, and he was a little embarrassed. Michael Jackson later told Quincy Jones that after the show that night, Prince waited in his limousine outside and tried to run over Michael Jackson, LaToya, and their mother. because he was humiliated. This is a claim from Quincy Jones.
Oh my gosh.
That Michael Jackson said that he tried to run them over. Also, this whole thing was kind of embarrassing. So James Brown cut the whole Prince portion out of the televised version of this big concert.
Oh my gosh.
But Michael Jackson bought the rights to it, so it could never be scrubbed.
Oh, Michael. That is such a Michael move.
It was.
I mean, I think Taylor Swift got her lessons from
Hello.
him. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so this was in 1983.
Okay.
And that's kind of like where maybe some bad feelings started to happen. I can imagine that Prince was probably pretty embarrassed. But in 1985, you guys remember We Are the World, right?
I do.
The famous
Haley
song.
was just born, or just in our mother's stomach for most of 1985.
Yes, so in January 1985, Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote the song We Are the World to help aid with the famine in Ethiopia. And it was produced by Quincy Jones, and it was, famously star-studded. Like, all of the big names in pop music were involved in this. They had actually written a part for Michael Jackson and Prince to sing to each other, and they asked Prince to do it, but Prince did not accept. So, Prince didn't attend. The rumored excuses were, first, that one of the organizers, a guy named Bob Geldof, had called Prince a creep, so Prince wasn't interested in working somewhere where that guy was. And then another rumor was that he just did not want to record with the other artists. So during that recording session, Lionel Richie actually got Prince on the phone and spoke to him, and Prince offered to come and record by himself in a separate recording studio, a guitar solo. But they were like, no, that's not what this is. So he did not end up joining them. He did record a track that was on the We Are the World album that was like a solo track that, so he did
I never
contribute.
knew about this
Yeah.
solo track.
Yeah. Well,
Did you listen to it?
No, I didn't listen to it. It was part of the album. It wasn't on the, that single. But so.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah. You never listened to
The whole album.
that other song? Okay.
And I couldn't talk about this without giving just a tiny little side story unrelated to the Prince and Michael Jackson We Are the World story. But this is too good to share. Eddie Murphy was invited to join, but he skipped it because he was recording his song Party All the Time, which...
Wait, Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy, the comedian.
I like to.
He's the one that sang My Girl Likes to Party All the Time?
I just know the song was called Party All the Time, and I know it was not as big of a hit as We Are the World.
I'll sing it for you later when we won't be copyrighted. Yeah.
So John Denver really wanted to participate, and he was not allowed to join because the other organizers thought that it was not the right image because he was too, folksy. And it really hurt John Denver's feelings.
I thought the whole idea was bringing artists of all genres together.
So, not everybody agreed with that decision, but John Denver was excluded, and it really hurt his feelings.
That would hurt my feelings, too.
I do not want John Denver's feelings to be hurt, but you know what? I hope this is included in the musical about his life.
Yeah. Okay, so in December of 1985, Prince was just finishing up Under the Cherry Moon, which is the sequel to Purple Rain. Purple Rain was a success. Under the Cherry Moon was a flop. But it did feature his hit song, Kiss. So Michael Jackson came to visit him at the recording studio. And according to the article I read, Prince asked Michael Jackson to play a round of ping pong. And Michael Jackson was like, I don't know how to play, but I'll try. So everybody drops what they're doing and they come and gather around to watch. This started off as a gentle rally. And then Prince was like, come on, Michael, get into it. And Prince was like, you want me to slam it? And then he started slamming it, knowing that Michael Jackson had never played before. And he's just slamming it, sometimes hitting him, sometimes slamming it right past him.
Was Michael Jackson like, ow, ooh, ow, like dodging?
Well, okay, so by some accounts, Michael Jackson ducked and looked scared. But another account said that he ignored it and started flirting with Prince's girlfriend. Her name was Sherilyn Fenn, and she was there visiting. And that,
I mean, you can't really be scared of ping pong balls.
Yeah.
I could.
So
Foosballs,
at some point, Michael Jackson dropped his paddle, and Prince at some point slammed a ball into Michael Jackson's crotch. It wasn't clear to me if the paddle was dropped before or after. And then Michael Jackson left. Prince broke up with the girl that he was dating that Michael Jackson flirted with. No conversation, just broke up with her. And then after Michael Jackson left, Prince was strutting around, probably shirtless, And he was like, did you see that? He played like Helen Keller. So,
Oh my gosh.
also in a 1985 Rolling Stone article, Prince had said, and this is a quote, "I wish people would understand that I always thought I was bad. I wouldn't have got into the business if I didn't think I was bad." Unquote.
What?
Wait,
So-
this is Prince's quote?
Prince said he thought he was bad. And I think he's saying bad
bad as in Michael Jackson
He's
bad?
saying bad
Like, who's
like
bad?
bad.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Was that-
listen. Yes.
Okay.
Do you think that this could have inspired, because that quote was 1985, and they shortly after began working on the album Bad, and there was the famous line, "Who's bad?"
Who's bad?
Do you think that could have been a response? A lot of people think it could have been.
I think it is.
Oh,
my
I
gosh.
love this.
That was the original clapback. I'm sure there were other clapbacks
I
before
think
that.
there have been lots of clapbacks. Okay, so remember, Quincy Jones was pretty heavily involved in Michael Jackson's career. In addition to the We Are the World project that I mentioned earlier, Quincy Jones had produced 3 of Michael Jackson's albums. So Off the Wall, Thriller, and then Bad was the next one that was coming up. So Jones thought it would be a good idea to invite Prince to sing with Michael Jackson on the title track. This was around 1986. So Michael Jackson kind of had this idea that they could stage a press rivalry between the two of them leading up to the release of Bad, and that Prince would be the bad guy. You remember in the in the music video, they have the Wesley Snipes character, and there's kind of like a knife fight. They
Yes,
wanted that to be Prince.
Oh.
So Quincy Jones helped broker this meeting. They invited Prince to Michael Jackson's house. Michael was earnestly letting this guy into his home, and Prince showed up dressed super fancy with a gift wrapped in a white box, labeled what's it called? Not addressed to, with a gift note that said Camille, and it was not art. Did you say art? No.
No, card.
Oh, a card. Yeah, a card that said Camille, and that was his mean bully name for Michael Jackson. He called him Camille because he just thought that was fun and mean to call him a girl name.
Okay, Camille. Instead of like we do now, okay, Karen.
Yeah.
To people
Kind of like that, but
Camille.
more 80s bully mean, you know? So inside the box, there's a bunch of stuff, including some cufflinks with Tootsie Rolls on them. I don't really understand the meaning of it, but Michael Jackson was kind of scared of this box and thought it was voodoo, and he immediately threw it in the trash. He didn't want it.
Wait, tell me, say again, what was in it?
Cufflinks with Tootsie Rolls on them. And this is Quincy Jones, who is decidedly on Michael Jackson's side in the telling of this entire feud. Quincy Jones is saying that Michael Jackson is terrified of this box and thinks there's voodoo attached to it. So, and Quincy Jones was like, I kind of wanted the stuff in the box, but Michael Jackson threw it all in the trash.
So the cufflinks were cufflinks depicting Tootsie Rolls?
I didn't see a picture. The only description I got was cufflinks with Tootsie Rolls on them. So it was probably small Tootsie Rolls. Maybe they were metal. I don't know.
Okay. Also,
Prince had the mean nickname Camille for Michael Jackson, but Quincy Jones had a nickname for Michael Jackson too, and it was Smelly, because Michael Jackson, everybody else was saying things were funky at the time, meaning cool. And Michael Jackson would say, "That's smelly jelly." And that was his phrase. He would say, "That's smelly jelly." So
Smelly jelly.
Quincy Jones called Michael Jackson Smelly. So,
oh my gosh.
So apparently they sat down to discuss maybe having this deal where they would work together on Bad. And Michael Jackson said, "I'd never been to Minneapolis." And Prince hissed, "It's Minneapolis." This is according to Quincy Jones. Michael Jackson just mispronounced it and said Minneapolis, and he said, "It's Minneapolis." And then
Prince would be really pissed at us in the way we pronounce things.
oh, for sure, especially his hometown. When Janet Jackson walked by, Prince told her to relax her lips, which, he's not making friends in this whole scenario. And then eventually Prince said, "He doesn't need me on this. It's going to be a hit anyway." And he left and declined to collaborate with Michael Jackson on the album Bad. So that's 3 invitations from Michael Jackson. The first one up onto James Brown's stage, the second to collaborate with We Are the World, and the third to collaborate on Bad. The first one Prince accepted, but the second 2 seems like maybe Prince had some pretty hurt feelings. Actually, the ping pong one was Prince inviting Michael Jackson. That's the only time that I know of where Prince extended an invitation to Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson did accept. But we know how that went.
It is the third event that I've heard of, just us talking on this podcast since we started, about Prince challenging people to athletic events. Do you guys remember the other two?
Well, I remember the pillow fight with Sinead O'Connor. Okay.
And then there was a basketball with Jimmy Fallon.
Is it Jimmy Fallon?
I think so. And then
where they said don't talk about his shoes. And the first thing, who was that?
I think it was Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I have an anecdote where there's like some comedian who was going to meet Prince, and they said, whatever you do, don't ask him about his heels.
That was it. Yeah,
he couldn't help but ask him about his heels, and then Prince got mad and left.
Yeah, but had challenged him to basketball?
I don't remember a basketball
throw
thing.
in basketball. Okay.
So also
on New Girl, on the show New Girl.
Prince did have a ping pong match on an episode of New Girl that was like kind of referencing this Michael Jackson thing. So Alan Leeds, who was Prince's tour manager, said that it really pissed Prince off to be invited to do bad with Michael Jackson. Prince he said, and this is a quote from Alan Leeds, he said, quote, Prince was like, oh, he wants me to punk out on record? Who does he think I am, crazy? End quote. I love that. Aww. So Prince told the story about being invited to collaborate on Bad a little bit differently. In a 1997 interview with Chris Rock asked, about the feud between Michael Jackson and Prince and about the song Bad. And Prince was like, that Wesley Snipes character, that would have been me. Now you run that video in your mind. The first line in that song is, your butt is mine. So I was saying, who gonna sing that to whom? Because you sure ain't singing it to me, and I sure ain't singing it to you. So right there, we got a problem. So that was Prince's response. He's like, took exception to either of them saying your butt is mine, which I always thought was kind of a funny line anyway. Jordan and I've chuckled about that a few times. It's, Anyway, when working on his 1988 memoir, Moonwalk, Michael Jackson said, I don't like to be compared to Prince at all. I've proven myself since I was real little. He feels like he's my opponent. I hope he changes because, boy, he's going to get hurt. He's the type that might commit suicide or something. That's what he said in his memoir. He also said that Prince was, quote, so rude, one of the rudest people I've ever met. He's been very mean and nasty to my family. So this is, that's Michael Jackson's perception. Rapper Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas, who had worked with both Prince and Michael Jackson, said that he invited Michael Jackson to go with him to Las Vegas to see him perform with Prince. And Michael Jackson said, no, he's evil. So according to an American Songwriter.com article, Michael Jackson and his team, Michael Jackson worked his team really hard. So even during rehearsals and setup for big performances, he was always innovating and adding new ideas. And his team would sometimes be like, Michael, we have a good plan, relax. Michael Jackson's response was, you don't understand. If I'm not here to receive these ideas, God might give them to Prince.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Kind of getting a little delusion.
Well, there's a lot of artists that think that ideas are out there floating in the universe, almost like fishing in a stream, and where if you're not there to catch it, it will go to someone else.
Isn't that interesting?
That's a common, that's kind of a common thought with, Bob Dylan said something about that, with writing songs.
Huh, cool.
And there's another famous writer that said that an idea will come by and you have to grab it like a tiger by the tail and pull it back to you, or it'll go to someone else.
Okay, so in the early 90s, what did Michael Jackson start to be known as?
The
King
of Pop.
Prince of Peace. No, the
Prince of Pop.
The King of Pop. He was known as the King
Somebody
of
already
Pop.
got that idea.
So do you think it's a coincidence that when Prince released the Love Symbol album, in the first song called My Name is Prince, says, my name is Prince. I don't want to be king because I've seen the top and it's just a dream. So he's clearly referencing Michael Jackson in that line. And then in 2004 on his album Musicology, in the song Life of the Party, Prince sang, my voice is getting higher and I ain't never had my nose done. That's the other guy. So,
Prince throwing some shade.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of competition, one-upmanship between the two, but it seems, according to everything I read, that it might have been a little bit more one-sided, more vitriol at least on the side of Prince. believe it or not, and this is kind of a crazy coincidence given how long their feud lasted, but Michael Jackson passed away on the exact day of the 25th anniversary of Purple Rain.
Oh my God.
And Prince went into a deep depression.
Oh, really?
Or should I wrote in my notes, leaving Prince in a deep funk, or should we say a deep smelly jelly? I think we should say a deep funk or a deep depression. So
I'm going to keep it all in.
Sure. Okay. So
a deep smelly jelly.
Author Tavis Smiley, who was friends with Prince and who wrote the book Before You Judge Me, which was about the period of addiction leading up to Michael Jackson's death. So he knew about both artists pretty well. He said that when Prince heard the news that Michael Jackson had died, he stopped his rehearsal sessions, sent everybody home, and locked himself in his room for days and wouldn't speak to anyone.
Wow.
Later, when he talked to Prince at length, he just was focused on his own mortality and what the loss of Michael Jackson meant for him as an artist. A publication in France interviewed Prince, and he said, "It is always sad to lose someone you loved," when he was asked about Michael Jackson's death, and he said he was incredible. So it was kind of like this bravado, and then once he was gone, he was like a little bit heartbroken, you know?
Yeah, isn't that interesting? It's almost like the loss of it. I wonder if he just always thought there'd be a chance for reconciliation.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then, just calling into question your own mortality is such a normal thing. And, who else mirrored Prince's career?
Yeah.
More than Michael Jackson. And then also probably Prince witnessing, what happened to Michael Jackson, how he was taken down.
For sure. For sure.
Just
So, Michael Jackson had said some nice things about Prince. He called him one of the greatest musicians ever. When Prince died, Michael Jackson's sister, Janet Jackson, said that Michael had seen Prince as the only other person on his level. So
wow.
It's kind of a sad ending because they both passed and never got to resolve. But it was one of those where maybe their feud fueled their creativity in a way.
Yeah.
And they had more similarities than they had differences, in my opinion. They were both incredible at what they did, and they both had definitely some areas where they were better than the other. Michael Jackson was such an incredible performer and dancer and put on such a huge production and was always just trying to be the best performer ever. He was obsessed with Barnum and Bailey and always just wanted to put on the greatest show, whatever it was. And Prince was a little more improvisational, and he was a stellar musician and so prolific. But they definitely had different strengths.
Maybe they're playing ping pong together
In heaven, maybe.
and making music together.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for the feud of Michael Jackson and Prince. Unless you want to do a quick little trivia where I name an accomplishment and you guess which artist.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do the trivia.
Okay,
that'll be
yes.
fun.
So-
That'll be a great way to end it. We need a palate cleanser. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, which artist won 8 Grammys in one night in 1984?
I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was my first instinct.
You're correct. Okay,
We won a point.
so
You sounded a little disappointed.
I thought I made these harder. Okay, who was the first artist since the Beatles to have a #1 album, #1
Michael Jackson.
single, and a #1 movie, all three at the same time?
Michael Jackson.
Hold on. Let me think about it. Movie. What movie was Michael Jackson in?
I don't know. Prince.
What
both-
movie was
both of
Prince
them.
in? I'm going to go Prince.
It was Purple Rain. It was Prince.
Purple Rain, that's right.
Oh.
It was a movie. I'm trying so hard not to sing it right now. It's really hard.
Okay, which artist released 38 albums?
Michael Jackson.
Prince. Who's right?
It was Prince. Okay, which was the first album to generate 7 top 10 hits in the Billboard Hot 100? One album, 7 top 10 hits.
Oh, you want us to guess the album or can we guess the artist?
Guess the artist.
Jackson.
You can guess the album as a
Oh,
bonus.
you said which album. So that's why I was like,
sorry.
wait. I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
I meant,
you?
I think I said
Jackson.
album, but I meant the first artist to have an album. And what, your guess was Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Both of us.
You're correct.
MJ.
Do you know what album it was?
Bad.
Bad. No. Yes. No.
Thriller.
Yes.
It's Thriller.
No. Yes.
My second guess.
Okay, who wrote and co-wrote dozens and dozens of songs released by other artists?
Prince.
Prince, yes, and who was the first artist to have 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
What?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Yes, for the Jackson 5 and then his own solo star.
Oh.
Yes. So that
that's
is
pretty cool.
it for my Michael Jackson Prince
That
feud.
trivia was fun.
That's fun, Emmy.
Yes.
Hi, thank you, sister.
Oh my gosh, this was such a fun episode. Thanks for playing along, girls. I just got really excited about the 50 Cent Sherul thing, and I was like, I think this could really be a great 3D.
I think it was wonderful.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I'm
And
just
I
glad-
loved researching mine, but I did for a second wonder if I should do Eric Clapton and George Harrison. And then when I looked into it, basically, like, they still stayed friends even after Eric Clapton, like, had an affair with George Harrison's wife and wrote the song Layla about her.
Wow.
Listen, I'll tell you what.
Thanks.
Nothing.
Thank you for listening. Again, we are the Spooky Darlings. And if you could just take a second and hit the like button and the subscribe button, we would totally appreciate it. It helps us to reach other spooky souls. And tell your friends. We love to hear from listeners. So write us an email at thespookydarlings@gmail.com, or you can find us on our socials. We are the Spooky Darlings Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Beyoncé. 5 stars.
Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening. And as always, stay spooky.